My name's Kayla, and I'm here at Eldorado Mountain Yoga Ashram. Today I'll be leading us through a short yoga practice to help bring our energy inside. These days it's so easy to get caught up in all the external things going on in the world around us, and it can really be a drain on our energy to just be paying so much attention and get so worried and caught up in what's going on in the world. So I'm hoping with this practice we'll be able to use our attention to connect to our breath, to start to release tension in the body and find that place in our hearts of infinite rejuvenation and energy. So we'll start on the hands and knees. If you find it difficult to be on your knees, you can use a blanket under your knees for a little extra cushioning. So we'll find hands and knees, and we'll start to find child's pose. So you can take the knees wide, the feet can come in towards each other, and you can just start to set the seat back. The chest and the forehead come down towards the mat, and the arms can reach overhead. And find child's pose in whatever way suits your body best. As you begin to settle in, feel the pressure of the forehead on the earth. Notice how the body feels. Notice the quality of your mind here in this moment. And allow yourself to start to bring your awareness to your natural breath. Our breath is like a representation of the inside and outside world connecting. With every inhale, we're pulling energy in from the world around us to nourish the body. And as the exhale goes out, you can let go of anything that's no longer useful for you, that you don't need. You can let the breath be a point of awareness throughout your practice, coming back to the feeling of the breath as often as you can, anytime that you get distracted. And with the next inhale, we'll start to lift the forehead and walk the hands over to the left side to find a side body stretch. As you walk the hands to the left, you can start to feel the right side opening, reach through the right fingertips and out through the right sit bone. And let the inhale fill the whole right side. And exhale to let any tension start to drain off. Lift the forehead, walk the hands back through center and over in the opposite direction, walking the hands to the right. You can start to feel a stretch come into the left side body, reach through the left fingertips and out through the left sit bone. Inhaling that clean, fresh energy, prana, oxygen into the left side, and exhaling to let tension start to drain off. Lift the forehead, walk the hands back through center, and we'll press into the legs to come back up to hands and knees or tabletop position. And as you find a comfortable and supported position here, don't let the belly drop too much and don't let the back round too much, but just find a nice neutral table. Spread the fingers wide, press into the hands, pull the mat apart with the hands gently, and just micro bend the elbows. The gaze is down towards the mat, so the crown of the head is reaching forward. And with the inhale, just start to glide forward a few inches. And exhale to glide back a few inches. This is a gentle lumbar nerve glide just to start opening up some space in the low back. And you can just let the flow of your natural breath be the indicator of when to move. Slowly begin to shift this movement into some hip circles in one direction, noticing any tightness or tension that you feel, and just kind of working those spaces through, working any stagnant energy through. And then take the hips in the opposite direction. You don't have to judge anything that you notice or feel as you move, but just let it happen, be aware of it, and let your attention rest back on the breath. Bring the hips back to center to find that neutral table. And as you begin to inhale, let the tailbone lift, the belly drops. Press into the hands to pull the chest through, and the gaze lifts up into cow. Exhale, the tailbone starts to tuck. The belly pulls up, the chest rounds, and the gaze drops down into cat. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, chest pulls through, gaze comes up. Exhale, tailbone tucks, belly pulls up, shoulders round, and the gaze drops. And you don't have to move at the speed of my breath. You can just move however your body is breathing today. Moving through cat and cow a couple of times, starting to open up the space in the spine, the low back, the upper back. And then find yourself back in a neutral tabletop position. You can press down in the right hand and sweep the left arm out to the side, opening the heart, opening the chest. And with the exhale, pull the arm through, threading the needle, bringing the shoulder to the mat. The top hand can stay next to the face. It can reach overhead if that's comfortable. Some people like to take the arm towards the sky or to the low back. And as you're here in this twisted position, you can start to notice where your knees are and how they feel, where your hips are in space and how they feel. And then start to feel the breath as it comes into the body, the abdomen, the chest expanding, and then gently contracting, like a gentle wringing out of anything you might be holding on to that just isn't serving you anymore. And we'll bring the top hand back next to the face to press ourselves up. And then press down into that opposite hand. I think the left hand. We'll sweep the right arm out to the side, open the chest, and exhale to pull the arm through, threading the needle in the opposite direction. Using the top hand wherever suits you for support. And start to find your breath. Feel where your body is here in the twist on this side. Know that it might not feel the same as what the first side did, and that's totally fine. We don't have to judge one side as better or worse, but just kind of take inventory of what's going on with you in this moment. We'll bring the top hand back next to the face to press ourselves up into our table, pressing into the hands. Gently pull the mat apart with the hands and micro bend the elbows. With an inhale, we'll tuck the toes, and exhale to send the hips up and back into a down dog. You can keep the knees really bent here. You can kind of pedal out the knees one at a time, pressing fiercely into the hands as the chest presses back towards the thighs and the sits bones really lift. And we won't spend too much time here. With an exhale, you can bring the knees back down to the earth. We'll pull the right leg through between the hands, finding a low lunge. And for some people, you might want to use blocks or maybe a couple of books for some extra support under the hands if they can't easily reach the mat. And wherever you are, let yourself find a stable stance. So maybe let the ankle shift in and out until it feels strong and supported. Notice where the front knee is in space and make sure it feels strong over the ankle. You can lengthen the back knee back further or pull it in closer, whatever works best for you. Gently pull the front leg back towards the socket and let the tailbone reach towards the floor. We'll bring the hands to the front thigh and lift the heart, lift the chest. The crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Feel the thighs gently hugging together. Press the foot and the back knee into the ground for support. And with an inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms facing. Spread the fingertips wide, reaching energy out through the fingertips. And with an exhale, draw the elbows down to a W or cactus position. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Starting to find some energy in the middle of the upper back. Reach the arms up. And with an exhale, we'll sweep the hands down to the mat once again. And just let the hips kind of shift forward and back here. Maybe play with taking that front foot out to the side a little bit wider and make some circles with the hips. I can tend to hold tension in my hips, so some of this stuff is really nice in my body, so feel free to kind of explore what works best for you. We'll walk that front foot back in between the hands and step the foot back, finding our neutral table. And then bring the opposite leg or the left leg forward between the hands, finding that low lunge on the second side, using blocks if needed. Take a moment to find a stable position, noticing the ankle, noticing the front knee, noticing where the back knee is, and if you need to adjust. Imagine that front leg pulling back into the socket, the tailbone reaching back between the legs. Pressing fiercely into the mat, we'll bring the hands to the front thigh and lift the chest, lift the crown of the head to the sky. The thighs gently hugging together, we'll sweep the arms up overhead and just take a moment to feel strong and courageous here, knowing that you are supporting yourself and can reach tall. Inhale, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, pull the elbows down to cactus. Moving the arms up and down with your breath. Keep pressing into the mat, stabilizing yourself. We'll reach the arms up one more time, then sweep the arms down to the earth. And find those gentle movements with the hips, maybe shifting forward and back. Feeling free to move that front leg into whatever position is nice for you on this side. Making some circles with the hips, or maybe finding one place that feels extra juicy and just breathing there for a few moments. And then we'll walk that front foot back in between the hands, step the foot back to table, finding that neutral table. And then we'll make our way onto our backs. If you have a blanket here, you can use the blanket for support under the back. Going ahead and laying all the way down to the earth. We'll take the feet just a little bit wide and let the knees fall in to rest on one another. And I like to take my arms out to a T with my palms facing up here. And take a moment to settle in, feel the body grounded and supported. Notice how the energy is moving in the body after doing just some gentle movements. And we'll open the eyes, pointing the nose straight towards the sky, not moving the head. Start to look as far as you can to the right with just your eyeballs. So the nose stays pointing up, and just look to the right as far as you can, moving only the eyes. We'll hold in this direction for about 30 seconds or so, and this is just a vagus nerve reset. Our eyes are connected to the muscles and bones in the back of our neck that create the space for our vagus nerve to move from our brain all the way down through the rest of our body. So we're just kind of opening up that space by just working with our eyeballs. And then you can bring the eyes back up to center, maybe blinking a few times as you integrate that. And then keeping the nose face or keeping the nose towards the sky, look to the left as far as you can with just your eyeballs. When we create this space for the vagus nerve, we're helping to invite the rest and digest mode to take over, that part of our nervous system that helps us feel safe and secure. We can often be functioning from a heightened fight or flight response in the body. And just by working with our eyeballs, we can start to bring a sense of balance to our nervous system that will help us feel better and function better. Continue looking to the left and breathing. And then slowly bring the gaze back up to the sky. Then you can softly let the eyes close if that's comfortable for you. The hands can stay where they are, or you can bring the hands to rest on the belly, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, whatever's comfortable for you. Legs can stay where they are, or reach out long, or make any adjustments that you need. And notice your breath. Imagine the breath as a stream of light flowing in through the nose, washing over the forehead, down the throat, and into the heart space at the center of the chest, maybe even down into the belly, filling yourself with this light, this energy. Releasing and relaxing, letting any old stagnant energy drain off with the exhale. Breathing in through the nose, washing over the forehead, down the throat, and into the heart. Let your awareness rest here in the heart center, and keep your awareness there as the breath goes out. Every breath, encouraging yourself to go deeper into the heart space, into this space of innate wisdom, infinite rejuvenation and energy that's available to you at all times. And as we practice connecting to this on our mat or on our cushion, it'll make it easier for us to connect to that space when we are out in the world dealing with difficult situations. You can feel free to rest here in this space as long as you'd like. And thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice today. Namaste.